When Kevin De Bruyne left Manchester City in the summer, there was a question everyone wanted the answer to. So which player picks up the creative responsibility now? This season, new signing Rayan Cherki has stepped up, and in a short space of time, he's looked very impressive, creating chances, scoring goals, and becoming the player Pep trusts to unlock opponents' defences. But is this just a strong start, or are we watching the early signs of the Premier League's next great attacking midfielder? Before we break down his skill set, it's important to know how and why City trust Cherki in the first place. He has fantastic footwork and balance, with the ability to get his game off no matter how tightly marked he is. The gravity he possesses makes defenders have to overcommit, and it leaves gaps elsewhere for his teammates to exploit. He's quickly becoming the heartbeat of City's attack. Although he often starts the game off the right, he's given the freedom to roam and create advantages all over the pitch. Watch how Cherki positions himself here. He starts really close to the centre back. Look how he has a quick glance over his shoulder before dropping deeper. He stays on the midfielder's blind side. As the ball reaches Foden, Cherki makes himself available for the pass. The midfielder here has no idea Cherki was behind him, and the centre back, who he was initially next to, leaves his defensive line. Without hesitation, Cherki plays Haaland clean through on goal. This move was manufactured by Cherki's ability to process what's happening at a really high speed. You can see throughout the move his brain ticking, constantly ahead of the play. The ability to receive and connect play is essential in a Guardiola side, is why Cherki is already functioning as the creative hub. Since Cherki's arrival, there's been a clear shift in Pep's tactical plan. Instead of having wingers stay wide to stretch the pitch, this season he's opted to have his wide players drift inside, staying really close to the striker, with the ability to combine and cause havoc centrally. Now this setup is uncharacteristic of Pep in England, but it indicates a high level of trust in Cherki's ability to break down the opponents, rather than relying on rehearsed moves or to pass down the wings. When discussing City's new tactical plan in a press conference this season, Pep said, Phil, Cherki, Rico, Oscar, Doku, all of them have the quality to play in these small pockets, small spaces. Always we try to bring players to do that. It's not often a manager abandons their principles for a player to fit, especially in Pep's case, who's built a reputation around system over the individual. It takes a special talent to come along the way and change the manager's mind, and that seems to be the case with Guardiola and Cherki. So, what makes him so special for Pep to give him the keys? Cherki's dribbling isn't about raw pace. He's a master at lulling defenders to a standstill and exiting with the ball in any direction he wants. Notice how Cherki's posture here is in an upright position. His stance leaves the defender with little to no information on what he will do next. As he receives the pass, he puts his studs on the ball, waits for the defender to come closer, and quickly exits to his right. His change of speed is exceptional, and it's not just that. After his quick burst past the defender, he uses his arms to fend the defender off. This is something he does regularly, and it makes him even more difficult for the opponents to dispossess him. It doesn't matter where he is on the pitch, his ability to get out of situations where it seems impossible to keep the ball might be the best in the league. Have a look here. He makes a run into the box and receives the ball. The defender closes in on him down the line. Watch how brilliantly Cherki slows down. Gets the defender off balance by faking a pass before getting past him. There's another Sunderland defender in front of him. The gap down the line looks almost impossible to run towards, and the logical play here is to pass to his teammate again. Watch how he fakes out the defender. He decelerates, stands in an upright posture, and shows the ball to the defender, as if he's going to pass before dragging the ball away and creating a massive goal-scoring opportunity. What looked like a dead-end move ended up as a clear goal-scoring opportunity created by Cherki. His processing speed and ability to dribble out of any direction with both feet makes him such a difficult player to deal with. Have a look at this dribble map of Cherki over the past year. His dribble actions occur mainly in the final third, mostly just inside the box on the right-hand side. Even though this area is heavily congested, he has consistently shown the ability to come out on top more often than not. Over the past year, he's averaged just under 7 dribbles per 90, with a success rate of almost 3 per game. He is amongst the best in the league in this category for volume and success rate. He has a wide range of dribbles in his locker. His strength, two-footedness and change of speed make him such a headache to deal with. But is it just his dribbling that makes him a quality player, or is there more to his game? Once Cherki draws defenders in, the real damage begins. His passes are carefully disguised, and just like his dribbling, his two-footedness and technique help him generate passing angles that didn't seem to be there to begin with. Watch here, as the ball comes his way from a throw-in, he has a quick glance over his shoulder. He realizes he has enough time to bring the ball down with his chest. As he controls the ball, notice how his head is already up, scanning what's in front of him. At first glance, nothing looks on. The opposition shape is well structured. But pay attention to what he does next. It might seem insignificant, but it completely changes the picture. Cherki takes a slight touch to his right. The defense shifts that way too. That small movement creates a bigger passing window, and he uses the defense's flow against them, slipping a pass through and creating a clear goal scoring chance. He's always alert, constantly processing information across the pitch. Here's another example of his awareness and ability to manufacture chances in very little time. The pass is fizzed into him and he controls it cleanly. The space to attack down the right is clearly there. What he does instead is what separates him from most players. Watch how he plants his right leg, freezing the defender and getting him off balance. There's still a lot to do from this position. He could exit to his right, but he delays the move. He stays upright, making it extremely difficult for the defender to read him. Waits until his teammate is goal side and finds them perfectly. His ability to slow the game down to whatever speed suits him is a rare trait, usually reserved for the very best, and his ability to execute passes from any area is right up there. His assist numbers are elite. He has the highest number of assists from open play this season in the league, as well as the highest number of expected assists, and that's just despite playing over 1,000 minutes in the league. This isn't new either. Cherki was joint top assister in the league last season with 11. I really think this is the strongest part of his game, and I wouldn't be surprised if he consistently becomes a double-digit assist player in the Premier League. We've seen his dribbling and chance creation ability, but just how much of a goal threat is he? Although Cherki isn't a high-volume scorer, I do think he has the capacity to become a consistent double-digit scorer in the league. His two-footedness and balance allow him to generate shots with ease. Look at this play here. Cherki receives the ball on a counter with 3 defenders in front of him. The best option here is to pass to his teammate, but watch what he does next. He slows down on approach, and with a quick step over, he has the defender backpedaling. Still, nothing looks on. But here is where the high-level planning and execution comes into play. Notice how he takes a small touch to his right side. He knows the keeper will react, which he does, and he creates a larger window for Cherki to aim at towards the far post. He uses the keeper's momentum against him and puts the ball in the back of the net. When aiming at goal, he often takes into account the keeper's positioning, using their momentum against them. Here, Cherki receives the ball on the wing. The defender's stance is inviting him to go down the right side, and with a quick step over, that's exactly what he does. Keep an eye on the keeper. His position leaves him vulnerable at the near post. Now, in most cases, this isn't a big deal. A lot of players wouldn't even register in real time, but Cherki does. He spots a gap and gets the shot away with his right foot. Although he misses, it's about the intention and the constant awareness of what's available for him in front of goal. Have a look at Cherki's shot map over the past year. What immediately stands out is his placement. He isn't just hitting shots straight at goal, he's consistently aiming for the corners, forcing the keeper to stretch rather than stand their ground. You can see it clearly here. A lot of his efforts are directed towards the bottom corners, with a couple finishes in the top corners as well. It shows how intentional he is about placement, and he's also comfortable off both feet. There's almost an even split between left and right shots, which makes him much harder to defend. You can't show him down one side and feel safe because he's confident finishing either way. That two-footedness combined with his awareness of the keeper's positioning gives him multiple solutions in front of goal. He's constantly adjusting his finishing based on what the keeper gives him. Although his shot placement is often really good, there are times where he approaches goal scoring opportunities a bit too lax. You see it here against Newcastle. He does well to use Haaland as a dummy and runs straight at goal. He notices the keeper's positioning, leaving the far corner wide open. Cherki then goes for the side foot finish, which does make sense, but notice the technique. Although he opens his ankles really well, he leans back too much, which limits the power on the shot, making it a relatively easy save for the goalkeeper. Here's another example of him being merciful in front of goal. He does well to identify the spaces where he can cause damage. The pass is played into him and there's a clear sight on goal for him to target. He goes for the side foot finish again. And it's probably the wrong approach with the way he leans back and doesn't wrap his foot on the ball. The ball goes well wide. It should have at least gone on target. While I do think he needs to work on his side foot finishing, he does have a variety of shots he attempts. He's a brilliant long range shooter and can be quite quirky with toe pokes and near post shots. Look at this play here. The ball arrives his way in the box. He does really well to beat the defender to the spot, using his arms to fend off the defender. There's another play in his line of sight, but watch the brilliance of Cherki on full display. He notices a gap in the far corner and audaciously pokes the ball through the defender's legs. Now, this didn't go in, but it's a clear sign of someone who has a nose for goal. Cherki in his young career is yet to hit double-digit goals in the league. I do think with his skill set that he's very capable of doing so in the near future. So are we witnessing the start of the Premier League's next great attacking midfielder? It's still early, but the signs are there. Cherki already has the trust of his manager. He's been given responsibility in possession and the freedom to express himself in the most difficult areas of the pitch. His dribbling and awareness allows him to create chances in a situation when nothing looks on. He gives City a different type of attacking threat. It's built on manipulation rather than just speed. And in a league that's leaned heavily into pace and power over the past few years, Cherki feels like a shift, a reminder that technical quality and finesse still matter at the highest level. What makes Cherki exciting isn't just what he's doing right now, it's the capacity to reach heights not many can. Let me know what you think of Cherki's start at City and who you'd like me to analyse next. And until next time, peace.